देखो यार, पैकिंग करते करते टाइम निकाला है वीडियो बनाने के लिए, प्लीज़ थोड़ा सा प्यार दिखा देना, ठीक है? सो टुडे वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट the war which is happening between US, Iran and Israel. The real question which we need to ask ourselves is, why is Iran so difficult to defeat? Even when the country is going through sanctions, airstrikes, their leadership has got imminent losses, but the system is still continuing. Why? Because Iran is not fighting like a normal country. It is fighting like a network, and that is what we will decode in this whole video. Not going to be a very longer one, but you will understand why wars against Iran doesn't end quickly. Okay, so first of all, let's understand how does normal army function. Okay, we will start from the zero. So normal army works like you have one central command, the top leadership, okay, and then orders grow from top to bottom. So soldiers follow instructions. It is actually like a company. Imagine you have CEO, then you have managers, and then you have employees. Okay, so if the CEO is removed, the system actually slows down or collapse. So the problem with this kind of system is that if enemy targets your headquarters, your top journals, and your communication systems, your whole army will become weak. Now, let's talk about why Iran is different. Because they have dual military system. What does that mean? Because Iran is not relying on one army. They have two systems parallelly. One is called regular army, which is like the traditional military, which defends the borders, similar to what we have in every country. Okay, and the other one is called Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, which is the real power actually. Now, why it was created? Because in 1979, Iran had the fear of internal rebellion and external attack. So they created this IRGC to protect the regime and to control the internal and external threats. Let's understand this. IRGC is not just an army. It is military, it is intelligence, it is economic power, and it is political influence as well. If we talk about the structure, they have mota mota around 2 lakh people in this, and they have ground forces, they have navy, they have air force, and they have cyber units as well, and some paramilitary too. Now, Iran's power is, in simple words, if you want to understand, Iran power is not just army; it is the whole system inside the this army nation. Okay, now let's understand this very important concept which you should know, which is decentralization. What does that mean? So instead of one central command, the power is actually divided into many smaller units. Okay, so Iran has divided its military into 31 regional commands. Each province is equal to each unit. Each province is equal to each unit. Okay, so each unit has, first of all, its own commander, its own weapon, its own intelligence, and its own decision making. Okay, तो उन्होंने अलग अलग रखा है. They have not given it to one headquarter. Now, they do not actually need permission from any central leadership to act. Okay, आप ये सोचिए इंडिया में ऐसे ही होता है. सो उनका उल्टा है. वहाँ पे, यहाँ पे सेंट्रलाइज है, वहाँ पे डिसेंट्रलाइज्ड है. तो इंस्टेड ऑफ वन ब्रेन कंट्रोलिंग द होल बॉडी, दे हैव ब्रेन्स इन एवरी बॉडी पार्ट. सिंपल भाषा में अगर समझने की कोशिश करें. ओके, अब ये मैटर क्यों करता है? क्योंकि अगर एनिमी kills your top leaders, destroys your headquarters, the war will still continue. Okay, this is also known as mosaic defense. Why? Mosaic means puzzles. Okay, so Iran has divided itself into multiple puzzle pieces, and each piece can actually fight independently, survive independently, and can attack independently. So एक बार की फीचर्स की अगर हम बात करें तो क्या अभी तक हमने पढ़ा है कि यहाँ पे कोई एक सिंगल फेलियर पॉइंट नहीं होता है. नो सिंगल फेलियर पॉइंट. Local decision making is given to them, and then they have continuous resistance. Now, let's understand a succession system, which is very important. Iran has something called succession ladder. इसका क्या मतलब होता है? इसका मतलब होता है if one commander dies, the next person takes over. If the next one dies, the another one takes over. So basically, there is no confusion, no delay in leadership. Okay, so leadership losses actually do not stop the war. Okay, now how do they actually fight? They do not fight like us. They do not fight like US. They don't fight like NATO. They don't fight like conventional armies. They actually use something called asymmetrical warfare. देखो, जब भी आप ईरान और US की बात करेंगे, you must use this word asymmetrical warfare. What does that mean? It means when a weaker country is fighting a stronger one, you are using unconventional methods. अब unconventional methods क्या होते हैं? So instead of using conventional methods of big tanks, expensive jets, they are using drones, missiles, guerrilla warfare, okay, naval attacks. So इससे क्या होता है? I'll help you understand. Basically, it is working on the cost strategy, okay. सो ड्रोन जो है वो सस्ते होते हैं, मिसाइल्स जो होती हैं वो मिलियंस में होती हैं, है ना. सो एनिमी इज स्पेंडिंग मोर मनी ऑन डिफेंडिंग इटसेल्फ एंड ईरान इज स्पेंडिंग लेस मनी इन अटैकिंग. So what happens? Because of this, the war will become expensive for enemy and sustainable for Iran. So you can fight for a longer time. Now there is another concept which is called defense in depth. What does this mean? So instead of stopping the enemy at the border, you allow them to enter and then you attack in layers. Okay, now यहाँ पे we should understand what is Iran's geographical features. They have bad mountains, zagros, they have cities, and their terrain is complex. So what happens is enemy actually cannot win quickly. The war in a country like Iran becomes very long, and Iran is quite prepared for a long war. They are not looking for a quick victory. Now something is called proxy network. Iran is not fighting alone. They have a lot of influence in other regions. Proxy is groups supported by a country, but they are not officially part of their army. Why do they use them? Because they do not want to fight a war, direct war. Sometimes they want to have influence and they want to increase the pressure. So Iran supports groups across Middle East which actually act as extended arms of influence. Now understand, this war is not limited to one country. It actually becomes a regional pressure system. We must understand that why Iran is not collapsing even after airstrikes, sanction, leadership losses, and everything else. Why? Because it is decentralized, it is layered, it is ideological, and it is prepared for a long war. I'm talking about Iran here, okay? In fact, the recent reports show, बेटा यहाँ पे बैठ जाओ, sorry, my son is here, okay? In fact, the recent report shows कि इतना loss होने के बाद भी they are not losing, okay? So Iran's strategy is actually not to win fast, but the strategy is not to lose easily. That's what they are focusing on. So if you cannot defeat a system very quickly, the system becomes powerful over a long period of time. Now, the biggest takeaway from this whole video for you should be that modern wars are not just about strength. They are actually about your structure, your strategy, and your sustainability. Okay, Iran is dangerous not because it is the strongest army in the world, but it has designed itself in a way that it is going to survive for a very long time. Okay, so in case this video helped you in understanding that how Iran is able to survive for so long in this war, do share it with your aspirant friends, and please note down the keywords which I mentioned in this video so that you have those keywords in your own head when you are giving a lecturate and maybe in your GDs or in your interview. Okay, because this is a very high probability है इस topic का आने का. You must prepare this topic and prepare well and go well prepared. That is how officers will go. Okay, so my son is up and I'm gonna go and take on to the mommy duties. Thank you so much and Jai Hind.